Well, we meet again.
Yep.
I don't know if you know this, but the last video we did inspired a lot of people.
That's actually cool. I mean, I'm glad to inspire people. Yeah.
In
That's
fact,
cool.
I have some of the comments here.
Okay.
I'm going to read. It says, I've watched Bro in Wood videos for a while now. Mix ANDYBIRD and Mr. Bro in Wood in there, and this is the most inspiring video I have seen.
Cool. Mr. Bro in Wood, I like it.
Says, very nice to meet you, besides just your hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Even brought a tear to my eye, as this is well-deserved success.
That's
cool.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for that comment.
Yeah. And the next one was, I'm so glad that Nick is not burned out. We talked about burnout.
Yeah.
I absolutely love his builds, as he inspired me to get into woodworking. What a great opportunity for you all to get together. Another one, there's many of these. I just pulled a couple of them.
Okay.
Bro in Wood was the first person I saw who showed me that CNC can be a tool to create art. Not just a machine. Very inspiring, and I'm now getting into it myself.
Cool.
Bro in Wood was the biggest inspiration to get me started in woodworking. I can only hope to reach his level with inlay cutting boards. Thanks for the inside look.
That's awesome comments. I mean,
I got one more.
Okay.
Just one more. We appreciate this video so much. I've been watching both channels for years now. Huge respect to you both, Andy and Bro in Wood. Regards from Croatia. I'm sure you are inspiration to some of us trying to experiment with CNC wood carving.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for that awesome comments. I mean, that's really cool. So thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And you should be proud of your work. And I should be proud of mine. And Nick offered to come down and help me move in this giant CNC that is kind of the elephant in the room. So I had an opportunity to upgrade to a 5x10 Avid CNC from my 4x4 because my friend Bob from I Like to Make Stuff is downsizing. He wanted a 4x4. I wanted a 5x10. He approached me with the opportunity, and I said, let's do it. So the 4x4 is going to Bob. The 5x10 is coming to me. This is more than what I need right now. I do not have the production capacity to demand currently for this machine. But the plan is to have it, great opportunity, take advantage of it, and grow into it. I can't wait to see what this machine, what we're able to do on this machine. I want to introduce you to the new CNC machine of ANDYBIRD builds.
Now I know where I can make huge inlay.
We're going to do a 5x10 foot inlay. Don't hold us to it.
Yeah.
But he wanted to come down and help me move this. So as we're working on getting some parts of this CNC together, we're going to have a conversation about our businesses. And we thought it would be a really, really cool idea to pull the curtain back and just talk about our businesses and how we got to where we're at and the challenges that we face. So this is going to be a little bit different video, but I think the questions that we have talked about prior to prepare for a little bit are questions that I have been asked many times, and they're questions that you're going to want to hear the answer to. So let's get started.
Yep, let's get started.
If someone's like, they saw our video and they're like, those inlays are really sweet. They don't have a wood shop. They don't have anything. They want to get started. What's the first thing you'd tell them to do?
So learn about CNC machines. Just because there is a bunch of them on the market. They are all different. So, and you need to pay attention for the different things. For example, it's my preference to have CNC machine with a ball screw. So, or rack pinion system. I mean, it's totally fine. I can say that I'm against belt system, but I would like to have CNC machine with rigid frame and with ball screw system. So also more strong and powerful stepper motors. So, and I don't like to use, and I saw a lot of people, they are using like just regular rotor. Like
a trim router?
Yeah. So I would like to have or to use water-cooled or air-cooled, but specific spindle for CNC machines. They are quieter.
Okay.
They work better. They quiet and they're more powerful. I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah. So with inlay, you need to make sure rigidity and accuracy is a concern.
Yeah, it's a concern. And also, I had this question. I got this question a lot of times. So people asking why my inlay doesn't fit well. So, and my first question: did you trim your machine? So most of them, no. I thought it's precise already. So especially if they got its pre-assembled machine, you need to check. You need to cut square. You need to, mill square. You need to measure diagonals and measure each side. Just because, for example, my machine, they didn't travel 10 centimeters. It's travel like 99 millimeters and 0.5 millimeters.
Yeah.
So, and you need to check it. And if you have a ability or knowledge, you need to adjust. If you don't have this knowledge, just communicate with the company who sold you CNC machine and just ask how you can trim it in the best way.
To say what we do and what you do doesn't take effort or skill, that really bothers me.
Yeah.
And that goes for anybody that's operating a CNC that does really good work, because that's just not true. You know.
It still does a really good job or work, but you need to know how to force it.
Yeah.
How to force.
So I have as much CNC experience as you do, like as far as time, but I couldn't do the level of inlay that you do. With the same, it would take me practice.
Yeah.
With the same exact machine, the same exact tools, I could not get the same result as you without a couple years of practice.
Yeah.
And that's just,
so I'm just passionate about my work. So I love to do inlay, and I have so many ideas what I would love to inlay. So but there is the dark side or backside of to be passionate of something specifically about inlay, because in this case, so you definitely know more about something else. So I'm specifically
you are very deep. You're a specialist.
Yeah.
You specialize, not that you can't do other things, but you are passionate, obsessed with getting the best results possible. With inlay. And you've been doing it for how long now?
5 years, I think.
5 years.
Yeah.
And that's all you've been doing.
Yeah, only inlay. So, and cutting boards with inlay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Now I'm just switching from cutting boards for the face grain inlay, like wall signs and etc.
Yeah.
But and I was able to level up my skill. So now I can make inlay without any chips. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. That you're especially expanding into signs and being able to do face grain. That just opens up the market much more.
For sure. Yeah, not everybody, not all people, they love end grain pattern. Some of them, they want to have like face grain pattern, just because it's different. I believe that face grain wood pattern is better.
All right, so you got your CNC. What was the next challenging part? Like, you got your Axiom. Let's say your CNC was completely set up, ready to go, dialed in. What was the next challenging part?
Yeah, I didn't know how to run it. So it's ready to go, but I didn't know how to run it. Okay. So, and I started just learning some stuff from YouTube.
Yeah.
So I went to the Vectric software, checked them.
Oh yeah.
I went to the Fusion 360. I checked what they can provide or what I can do with the CNC machine. But so as I knew, most of the people who did inlay, so they used Vectric.
Okay.
Vectric software. So, and I decided to stick to Vectric 2. Stuck to Vectric. And I just go to YouTube and watched a lot of video how to run CNC machine, how
just
to
like
set zero.
The basics.
Just basics. And my first inlay or my first cut was on a full speed of the spindle, so it's like 24,000 RPM.
Yeah. I think that's everybody. That's so funny. I did the same exact thing. You just turn that thing all the way up.
Yeah.
And it's screaming. It's so loud.
Yeah, and again, when I just started making inlay and trying to practice in more and more, and I thought that okay, I should run or push my machine as hard as I can, like 100 IPM and 24,000 RPM.
Yeah.
Just because I believe it will be more productive, I don't know, more efficient.
Yeah, for sure. Can you push the front of this machine? We're about, I don't know, ½ inch. These pieces, just on this side, it seems to there. That kind of did it. That kind of did it. So now you've been doing these inlays boards for 5 years. What do you see yourself doing next? I know you're expanding into signs. What excites you now?
So actually, I have a lot of idea what I would like to make. I mean, what kind of design or pattern to inlay in some cutting boards or wall signs. But simply, just because I have a lot of orders. I mean, the waiting line, I told you before, it's still 6 months for complex projects. So, and I have a lot of ideas, and I have a lot of files with different designs. But I just don't have enough time to make them.
Yeah, time and energy.
Yeah. So it would be great to increase amount of digital files on my website and later try them to make inlay.
Yeah.
This is just cool. I just love it.
Yeah, what's your favorite part of the process? Is it the design process? Is it the actual making the cutting board?
Well, actually, when I get bored or got bored to designing, I would like to go and do some stuff in the shop. So, but sometimes I'm tired to do some stuff, just stuff in the shop, and it's better just to go and sit and design. I can came up with some idea, and damn, that would be cool to make it. And I would like to go right now and design something. But yeah, I need to make...
Man, I have that same problem. Not with inlay, but with whether it's business ideas, product ideas. Like when this is a great lesson. When I'm actually doing is when I'm the most inspired by new ideas. Ideas don't hit me when I'm just sitting at the desk trying to think of ideas. So that's but then I want to drop what I'm doing and go do that. So you were saying you getting more files on your website. You enjoy the process, but you know, like you can only make so many cutting boards. Like yourself, you know what I mean? And so, you know, from a business standpoint, you got to constantly thinking like, okay, how can I, are there other opportunities? Are there other markets? Obviously, we have proven that there's demand for people want to do this. And so a good business opportunity is like, how can you help them, right? And so the files are part of that.
For example, the last file, I just finished it. It's split for the different layers and adjust everything for the rotor bead. So it was U.S. Army seal. So it's really complex, but it's such an amazing picture, and I would love to find some clients who would love to have it as a cutting board, and I would offer even a discount for the project just because I would love to make it. So, but if somebody will buy it and make it, it would be great. So eventually, my designer, she spent a week to vectorize the file from the original picture. I spent 6 hours to split for different layers. So, and sometimes I see cool pictures somewhere on the internet or somewhere, and I think, that would be great to inlay, but I just can't imagine how many hours it will take me to adjust, to vectorize, to adjust. So to buy a ready file, it's just you save your time.
So files on your website, We'll leave a link in the description
Okay.
for people to check out. All of our time is limited, right? But their time is more limited is if they're not doing this as a full-time job.
Yeah.
So they come home, from the weekend, or they come home from work for the week, and they don't want to sit at the computer and fiddle with a file for,
Yeah.
all weekend. They want to load the file and they want to make something. So, buy files. Shortcut. There's tons of files out there.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Just buy quality files.
However, you can find there like junk files, junk vector
There's
files
absolutely
with a
junk
lot of
vector files,
trash, debris, and things.
Dirty files.
Dirty files. Yeah.
Dirty as in there's usually a lot of nodes, a lot of extra points.
Yeah. Overlaps.
Overlaps, broken vectors.
Yep.
Not, it's supposed to be a closed vector and it's not.
Yeah. Especially for inlay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there's some people that have said before, Nick, Andy, we both get the same question. If your business was doing so well, if your inlay business was doing so well, why would you want to sell files? Why would you, Andy, why would you want to talk about why would you want to talk about business if your business is doing so well? It's a valid question if you don't understand. If your CNC business is doing so well, Andy, why do you need to sell a course? So let's just talk about that topic a little bit, because I think it's an interesting one and people have that question. So for you, why not just keep making CNC inlay boards?
So, actually, as you know, so I have a lot of orders right now. Still.
Yeah.
And I believe I will still have them a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm working for the entire world. So I'm not just bordered or edged by our
you
country.
Ship,
so
you
I ship
boards
everywhere,
all over the world.
all of the world. So, and just imagine, if people, they're ready to wait 6 months to get their cutting board, how many clients are there still there? So, and why not to share your knowledge to somebody?
Yeah.
So it's one reason. The second reason, it's very great for the market, to me personally, to have competitors. So I can see their work and be inspired too. And I'm actually inspired by a lot of people there on YouTube or Instagram. So it's very good reason to
it pushes everybody to get better.
Yes. It's pushing me to create better stuff.
Yeah.
Like making inlay without visible seams or glue gaps or whatever, or like face grain inlay. So it's pushing me just to see other people make cool stuff, amazing stuff. I would love to share it for free, but somebody have to pay bills and feed my family. So,
and maybe you can relate to this. For me, like why I want to share what I've learned over my whole life, because I've been in business. I grew up with my dad owned his own company and still does for 30 years, and my in-laws. They owned their own business and just sold it, and so it's in my DNA. Business in general is in my DNA, and I've said this over and over again that business. I was an entrepreneur before CNC. Like I had two companies, LLCs, and they were more like side hustles as I was working my day job, 9 to 5. But this is my third official business. And so now I in 2020 I started sharing what I was doing, and it resonated with people. And so the reason I do it is one, it's my passion.
Yep.
I think that's the same for both of us.
Yep.
Two, I can help people.
That's true.
Three, I can make money by doing it.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, not everybody can do this, but I find it much more enjoyable to teach than to stand at the CNC all day and operate it. That's just me. And like, we still make and sell products, but I find it more enjoyable to share with others.
Yeah, actually, if I would sell only my knowledge or courses, so I would launch it much earlier. So actually, I'm promising people to launch my full tutorial almost 2 years. So just because I have a lot of orders, I don't have enough time to create a course.
Yep.
So it's kind of, I mean, it's splitting me apart or tearing me apart.
Oh,
what
I've
should
been
I
there.
first?
I've been there.
What should I do first? Course or order from my clients? So I'm still like maker.
Yeah.
I love to do stuff. So that's why.
I think if I'm being 100% honest, the reason I teach CNC and teach business is one, I feel confident and I know what I'm doing is I can help people. But the other thing is that as a business person, it's a business opportunity.
For sure.
And I would be a bad business person if I didn't take the opportunity.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity that I enjoy, and I can help people. It's a win-win-win all the way around.
Yeah.
Same thing with you.
So yeah, in the beginning, I would love to pay somebody who will teach me how to make inlay.
Oh, absolutely. You would have been doing it in like half the time.
Yeah, it's just my issue actually.
Yeah.
Because it's imposter syndrome.
Yeah, no, I've been there. But here's the key. This is really important for everybody to hear. I think everybody, deals with imposter syndrome to some extent. I know I do. But if you are selling a product, there's a lot of people on my channel that sell products, right? And deal with imposter syndrome. But if you strive to serve, which ones go in here? These ones go down here.
Yeah.
If you created a product with someone in mind to help somebody, imposter syndrome, you shouldn't even be worried about it. If you could go back over the last 5 years, if you could go back and do anything differently, what's one thing that you'd do differently?
If I would know that I will stuck to inlay cutting boards, I would like to find some courses for the inlay or people who can teach me how to make inlay. If I would know, I would rather spend a couple $100 for somebody could teach me how to operate with CNC.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, you would. So that would make it faster. So there's a thing where when you're paying for someone's knowledge, anything, you're paying for speed, and so you learned the hard way, just like me with operating a CNC. When I started back in 2018, we learned the hard way, and the discouraging way, and the way that has the most failure.
Yeah.
And if you could have had a mentor or a guide or an expert that would come and say, hey, you would come to them and say, hey, I want to learn this inlay thing.
Yeah.
How do I do it?
Unfortunately, I couldn't find some information there on YouTube or some resources. Just watched video and watched how other people make inlay or operate CNC. So I just spent a lot of time. And each time when I started something new, I mean, I could meet some issue or problem with my CNC, with the rotor bits. I couldn't understand why I see burn marks.
Yeah.
I actually run it correctly, but no, it wasn't correctly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how to summarize everything? What I would change? I definitely would go and learn something, how to operate, but maybe I would read more about woodworking, and maybe I would more concentrate on some product. Maybe I wouldn't stuck with inlay. I would go and meet some experts. So I have never been on this event when all woodworkers gather together.
Yep.
I believe it's my mistake. I would. No, I definitely will go there.
Networking, learning from others.
Yeah, just to get more information as I can from real people, from real woodworkers who are doing their stuff.
Yeah. So to put this in perspective, and you've seen different shots, I'll throw in B-roll shots of all your different work here.
Mm-hmm.
So someone that has been wildly successful, like we started this video, been wildly successful in something very specific, is saying that you would have networked more, you would have learned more, you would have sought out more help, to more training, and that would have, in turn, what would the result been of that? Do you think you would be even further along in your inlay journey, or would you have already moved on to other projects? Would you already have would you have your 100 files already done? You know, would it, I guess, or would it just given you more confidence? And
so I definitely would create more designs. It's 100%. So just because I wasn't concentrated on it. So I had the idea and I could just forget about this idea. But actually it would be better to write it down and then make it real, even in the digital file. So I'm not sure that I want to hire people and make it like a huge factory. I'm not sure about that.
Well, I think
it's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard to know exactly, but you definitely would have increased the speed.
Yeah.
In learning.
For sure.
You would have found success sooner, which could have sparked other ideas, or you would have been able to get to other ideas. I'm sure. Like I know that for sure. But yeah, you just don't know where it would lead you. And nothing wrong with doing it the way that we have both done it, the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
But I think that's life's best teacher. But yeah, that's great. On that note, that's why ANDYBIRD builds exist, to drastically decrease the time of success from getting a CNC, a complete beginner, to making and selling your first product. That's why ANDYBIRD builds exist. That's what my passion is. We've talked about passion and how we got where we're at today. And that's why I've created products. I create products to help you see more success in your CNC journey faster. So that's why ANDYBIRD builds bits exists. I sell bits because between both of us, we have tried every router bit on the market.
Yeah.
We know what works. We know what's high quality, but we also know what we don't need.
Yeah.
You know, that $80 coated Amana bit. Sorry, Amana, you just don't. The beginner doesn't need it.
I mean, fairly to Amana, I use one of their rotor bit, and I still believe it's one of the best on the market. I mean, in my case specifically, I tried most of existed V-bit. So yeah, just because it's important for the inlay. I can make straight inlay, but it's better to use V-bit. So I tried most of them on the market, and one of the Amana rotor bit is still the best. So
yeah, that's great.
I mean, for my needs.
Yeah, for your high expectations.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and maybe the beginner doesn't need that right away. You know.
Yeah.
So a lot of different options on the market. That's why my course, the CNC Side Hustle, exists. Literally, it exists to take someone from no CNC to making a sustainable income. That's why that product exists. I only create products to whether they're, well, that's a secret for you. Successful businesses create products that help people in some way or shape or fashion. Like they get them from point A to point B. So whether you're making physical products, your product needs to take someone from where they're at to where they want to be. Making digital products, the product needs to take them from where they're at to where they want to be. And so, I think Nick and I will be the first one to tell you, we're not here necessarily to just promote our products, although this is our business. Yeah. This is what we do. We're here just to open the curtain and be like, hey, this is the way we think. This is what we're looking at. And it's completely fine to not buy our products. and just gather the information from it. If you want to support us, all the links will be down in the description. But we're not here to do that. You came down to help me today, and have a
assemble CNC.
Yeah, my massive new CNC. So we did a lot today. We went over to Bob's shop across town, picked this thing up as you saw, moved it. It's heavy. It's heavy, but
really heavy.
The really cool thing about Avid CNCs is that they're modular, and that you could technically, this is a 5x10, but you could even add more onto this, 12 feet, 14 feet if you needed to. And the other thing is you're able to move it. Now, we were just talking off camera about if this was a 5x10 CNC, like any other one on the market, there's no way we could have moved it with my truck and trailer and just 3 guys.
No, it's impossible.
It would have been impossible. So, and we did this in about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Bob had it disassembled somewhat. We had to take the spindle off. And that's for another day, another story for another day. And we've got it back together. Now, it's not operational yet. We have to put all the controls on, but we got the frame completely back together and 95% level. So it's been a good day. This has been a different kind of video, which is completely fine. If you like this video, stay tuned for more. Nick shared an idea with me today about an upcoming video that he wants to do. And it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, and we're gonna make it happen this year. Do you think?
Yeah.
We're gonna do it this year. I hope so. It's never been done before, and we're gonna be the first ones to do it. And hint, hint, it has to do with inlays. See ya.
See ya.